to you in part by Prescott Honda.
Nice to have on Morning Scramble. We're lovely to be on this. It's Friday. I have to remember Friday. I always say join me tomorrow. It's not till Monday. Of course, we love our weekends. Anyway, you're going to love this show. The first gentleman we have on, he makes saddles, he repairs historic saddles, he writes books, he teaches, he shoes horses, drives antique sports cars, and is a magician, and that's only a few of the things he does. Dusty Johnson, you are a Renaissance man. Nice to have you on with us today.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Well, you do so many things, but it seems like leather work and saddle making is pretty much your primary thing, would you say?
Absolutely. Leather work got me through school, and I didn't get smart enough to quit doing leather work.
Well, obviously you love it and you're very talented. We have some examples here that we're going to talk about. For instance, you made this saddle. I can't imagine this. It's so tiny and yet it's absolutely perfect. You could ride on this if you were a monkey. Maybe.
Thank you. I made that. It's what's called a salesman sample back in the days when salesmen were traveling selling saddles. They made little ones because they couldn't carry large saddles all over. So it was just fun to make.
Well, it's absolutely stunning. And that's not all. You restore saddles, silver saddles.
Silver saddles for the Rose Bowl parade, that type of saddle. At this point in time, I'm the only one in the country that restores those. When I retired, I was going to restore 5 or 6. Something happened, and I just completed number 220.
Well, it's kind of a rare thing. You're pretty much about the only one in the country who does that kind of thing.
Absolutely. No one has built them since the 70s. I was the last of them.
So why are they not building them anymore?
It takes so much time. It's very time consuming, and with the cost of labor today, if they were to make them, the prices would be even more outlandish than they are now.
Silver
has gone through the roof.
So the best thing is that you fix them. Well, not only do you do a lot of leather work, you teach people how to do leather work as well.
Yes, I had a school in Colorado for 25 years, the second oldest saddle school in the country, and I taught people from all over the country and 6 countries.
Phenomenal. And you have a lot of books out. These are online at the website we have on screen. So you started out, you got response when you did your first book? I guess you got a lot of response from people.
Actually, I did the book and the video on saddle making for my students because they were busy taking notes and missing out on the class or watching the class and not getting the proper notes. So I did the book and video, and there was good response, as you say, and that was 25 years ago, and since then something happened and the public has embraced them, and I've sold over 60,000 copies.
So you should be on the New York Times best-selling list for sure.
It's the only bestseller I have.
You probably have more fan mail than Roy Rogers did too.
No, not quite.
Everybody's emailing you with questions. How do you do this? How do you do that? So you teach, primarily you're teaching people to make saddles?
Yes, to build a basic saddle. I don't teach the fancy carving. I teach the basic saddle building so they know how to do it. Carving they can learn at home or from other instructors over a long period of time. The saddle making I could teach them in a matter of weeks.
Well, and we were talking on the telephone before, and I said, oh yeah, I took that in summer school, you know, but that's different. Like you say, that's carving, that's decorating rather than creating.
And that's the artwork in our business. I do the basic construction. I do a little artwork, but mostly I like to teach people how to construct the saddle and how to do it properly, because there are so many of them that are poorly built and aren't designed well for the purpose.
Sure. Now you do big saddles also.
I did. Since I retired, all I do are restore the silver saddles.
All right. Well, you've done a lot of those, I know, in your life, though, too.
220.
Show us this, Dusty. This is a case for a flute.
For flutes. I play the Native American flute. I have quite a number of them. I've been fortunate. I know some of the best flute makers in the country.
And there's something in there.
Yes, indeed. There's one of the Native American flutes from a man in California who's one of the best known flute makers, and I just decided that I had to have something better than a Cordura case to carry him in. Wow. So I made a case like this and took it to one of the festivals, and suddenly I'm making cases and shipping them England and France recently, and they're carved. I'm using prehistoric Pueblo designs.
So historic
interest.
designs, and well, they're absolutely beautiful. Now you don't make the flute that I just showed, but you do play the flute.
I play at them. My wife says I just abuse them.
But you actually go places too. And you shoe horses.
I shod horses professionally for over 35 years, yes.
I loved it. It sounded to me like you almost massaged them, but you played music, you dressed like a doctor. I don't know. You made it a very
if I did all
thing.
that, I'd have to charge them more.
That's right. Well, and you mentioned you are a magician as well.
Indeed. I have been involved in magic. In fact, I joined the International Brotherhood of Magicians in 1956, and I have done magic since. So.
Are you like the guys on TV who go down the street and you amaze people by little tricks you do on the street?
I wander from table to table at parties these days and amaze a few people and let the rest of them shake their head.
Amazing. Well, and your leather work doesn't stop. Back to that, it doesn't stop with all the things the books and the teaching and you make things for antique cars.
Yes, I make straps for the hold downs on the hood of the antique Porsches. I'm a Porsche collector, and years ago, some of my fellow collectors asked for these small straps to hold down the hood and the luggage straps for the antique Porsches. They had racks on the back. So I made a few thinking I was doing a good favor for them, and since then I have made them by the hundreds and hundreds.
Must be lots of antique Porsches around.
There
right?
are, surprisingly. And in this town, good old Prescott, we have 11 of the antique Porsches here, which is a high number for a town of this size.
Okay, well, do you do leather work for other antique cars?
They use these same straps on other antique
Okay,
cars.
because see, I have a Model T. I haven't started fixing it up yet, but
Be perfect.
I know I'm going to need some of your leather making skills, Dusty. Well, and you were commenting on my ring too. You did jewelry at a
Yes.
time. You didn't make anything that you have on, or did you?
Actually, yes.
You did. You made the
I made the bracelet almost 50 years ago.
Okay, phenomenal. Now, I said Renaissance man at the first. This is true. I guess what I should have started out with is there anything you don't do, Dusty? Or anything that you're going to start doing?
I hear that frequently, and I always say, well, I haven't ridden an elephant yet. So.
Well, and I know you have some best-selling, unpublished novels. Next time we have you on, maybe you'll have some novels to tell us about, too.
No, it's just more fun to tell people I have 3 best-selling, unpublished novels. I'll settle for my books of instruction.
Dusty Johnson, Renaissance man, leather worker, farrier, you name it, Dusty does it. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Beautiful work. Don't go away. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to find out how you can stay safely in your home. Not the easiest thing to do. We'll be right back.